This is DJ 745 for A Reggae for a Reggae History Reasoning, amongst 4 young gentlemen, I'm going to call you, who have been making some great music for the past 21 years together, but then we could go back even further. They are our centre of attraction today. We've been waiting for you to say what? My Sound of Murder. L.U.S.T, welcome to A Reggae.
Yes, blessed love, blessed love.
Yes, blessed. This is Singing Melody.
Greetings, Trilla, you're here.
Yeah, man, we in the place. Ready feet, man, ready feet.
Well, look, the purpose for today is really to try and get deep and down with what L.U.S.T is about. How did L.U.S.T form? How did 4 beautiful voices combine together to make such great music? So let's take it right back to the beginning. I think it was probably around about the year 1997, 1998 that we first heard L.U.S.T as a quartet together. Right. How did the idea come about?
Well, you know what it is, to be truthful, I like when Lukie D answer these questions because several times we have different stories. But let me just pass it on to Lukie and let him really put it together for you.
You know that thing I go now. You want to see the whole way of bridging. Long time, and great voices have a link up. So we know one another long time, and you don't know, me just have a look at my idea and them have the same concept too. So with no more procrastinating, we just decide to listen, let's get this together. And the birth of L.U.S.T was realized. Simple as that.
Simple as that. Okay. I mean, I guess that, you know, when you guys were first, I mean, I know that you've all probably worked together individual or in duos and things, you know, in the studios, because that's how it is in Jamaica. But when you first decided, let's work together as a group, what was the first ideas or concepts for those first songs?
Okay, Lukie D kind of cut it a little short, but I like to elaborate a little bit more on it because we know each other from long time. Like I said, together, we must have known each other from we were kids, you know, just entering into the studio and, you know, trying to get that first song out, you know. So that's when we recognized each other as great talents. And we knew that, you know, this was something good, you know, when we met each other. Later on down, we met Tony Curtis, and it was like a long time thing. Like, we knew each other for years, you know. He was a great kid, loved the music too, and inspired, you know, but was inspired by us as well. So it's like a lot of great energy come together, and that was just perfect. Now, however, Lukie D was the kind of person who would always like to sing harmonies and, you know, things like that, because he was living in Detroit at the time. He was in a group up there and he likes the harmony stuff. So he always used to just bring that around us and get us involved and saying, you sing this, you sing that. And we kind of liked it. And we looked at it and we said, you know what? At the time, harmony music was fading out on the radio. Like the Mighty Diamonds, the Pargans, those songs were leaving radios, and here comes a new era of dancehall was coming up, and we were looking at it as kids, and we were saying, "Yo, you know, this is really bad, you know, for our music. You know, we want to have something one day that we never knew that we were gonna be a group, but we were always saying that, look, you know, one day we're gonna put something together, and we're gonna save this era of music." Bringing back the harmony sound and fuse it with dancehall and, you know, to blend with reggae vibe, you know. And 1997 or 1996, we always used to get together, practice together, you know, do all the great things, great stuff to kind of bring the whole thing together. And then 1997, we decided that we're going to hit the studio. And first, so we actually, as young singers, we know nothing about producing. We have experience, but we decided we're going to produce this first song ourselves. So we decided to write the song together, and we did that, which was Sweetness of Your Love. We didn't have a label, so we got Banky from Banky L.U.S. with, that's how Banky get the name, Banky L.U.S. Okay. And, you know, so we brought him on board and we say, look, you know, we need a manager for L.U.S. We need a producer. He has a label at the time. And Tony Curtis was with him as he was managing Tony Curtis at the time. And we decided to merge. Anyway, I was living in New York at the time, and Tony come up and say, hey, Melody, let's go back down to Jamaica and, you know, let us put this thing together officially. So that's how the group really gets started. Okay. And that's how the whole thing really gelled together. When the first single came out, it was hell break loose from there. Everybody was like, wow, this is great. I've never heard, this is great, this is great. And to be honest with you, it was a great feeling at the time, you know, having something like this, because we all are brothers, like we grew up together, so we literally love what we do, and we love the group itself, you know, so we love the idea and everything. However, it wasn't easy, you know, it wasn't easy doing that, because then it breaks away, you know, from singing melody, it breaks away from Lukie, from Trilla, from Tony, and now we have to be focusing on this now, so everything else would be on pause for a little bit, you know, while working on the group. So it was really tough.
I mean, I guess at the time when you decided to form together as L.U.S.T, this was a time when I sort of think back in the mid-90s when, like, the conscious reggae, as they call it, you know, the Garnet Silk, the Lucianos, Anthony B's, there was a really big strength or energy within the music back then. So what you guys came up with, which was like that harmonized sound, as you said, it was kind of breaking against tradition, but it worked so well.
It works well.
Well, now, you touched on, obviously, you know, putting together that first song, Sweetness of Your Love. Now, we've got 4 very, very skilled writers here. How do you actually work together on writing?
Well, it is just simple and easy. We all can read and write, so we just come up with the composition, and then we know who's gonna sing which part of the song, who's fit to sing, you know, which part fit to, you know. So that's simple. That's how it just works. That's how we come up with writing our songs. We get together. Sometimes we go in the studio, we don't go with a song or a melody, but we go in the studio, we hear a rhythm that we like, and we vibe from there, and we just write as we go along.
But I guess, you know, at times, you know, in any relationship, there's going to be differences of ideas, opinions. How do you guys work that out between yourselves? Because the fact that you're still here more than 21 years later since L.U.S.T formed, there must be something where you kind of appreciate and respect each other's boundaries.
Yeah, respect. Well, the whole thing about it is we are 4 growing guys that know each other from way back when, and we decided that we wanted to form a group, which is L.U.S.T, and, you know, we come together and we make songs, and we see that it's working, and we had no desire to, you know, disrespect each other or anything like that. So the whole idea was to keep this together, because we see a lot of groups fall apart just because one person is getting the hype, you know. But this is 4 singers, so that couldn't happen, because Lukie can sing, Trilla, Lukie, and Tony can sing, so that wouldn't happen in this group. So basically, that was the main part of it, where we decided to make a group with 4 individual singers. So if you have 4 singers in a group, no man can come to no man and say, yo, you are the man, you know, left them, we are do. Them will slow you up. So, you know, 4 individual singers. So mainly that is the thing that keep us together in the first place, because we were individuals from man, and, you know, respect each other and respect each other talent, you know. So that was one of the main things where keep us together. You know, I say respect and you know, respect each other music and the way we work, and, you know, we grow together, so we have to have that thing there together. So that was one of the main things that keep us together. Yeah.
I always like to add to 2 of the things, you know, they call me Adto in the group, because it's so spicy,
right,
as what he said before. Many times people will walk up to us individually and they will call us different names. Like they will call me Lukie, they will call him Wagwan Melody, I like Tony sometimes. And the reason for that, I guess, is because we gel so perfectly together. So sometimes when they see one person, they just think it's that one or that one and that one. And there's times when people will come up and say, you are the man in the group, you know. Are you, believe me, what used to happen to me, and I like to speak the truth, because at the end of the day, this is what people like, you know, to hear really the ins and the outs, because most of the time people are talk and them not talk nothing straight, them talk around corner. But people has come to Lukie and said, hey, yo, you're bigger than that, you know, man, you see the man, them rare. But the thing that hold us together is really how much we learn to hold our composure no matter what. We are level-headed people. We know exactly what we're doing. There's no one has ever put us together and say, hey, look, you know, you guys are great together, let's do this. We knew this from day one. So that's why there's no separation of this group. There's a lot of times I'm the guy in the group that, you know, I would consider myself as the business person who operates mostly, you know, the business side. I lost me and Lukie and so forth. You know, the other rest of guys and pay them part, but we are the main person who actually likes to take that role and to represent the groups on a level. But there's times when I get fed up. I just don't want to deal with it. You know, I like to be so. Of course, we do have issues and we do have differences, but at the same time, when it comes to the talent part, we know that, hey, look, you know, this is not your boundary. You know, you need to step down. Let Lukie deal with that and Triller. You know, Tony have a time when him step in front and him deal with something. We have to leave him because we have to say, yo, this is Tony. Leave Tony, make him do that. So all of us have our individual roles in the group, and that's what makes us really, really special.
I guess you know, in any sort of relationship, any group, you're going to have, like, you know, times when things are good and not so good, but then when it comes down to it, it boils down to the music, right?
Definitely.
True, yeah. I mean, earlier this year we saw you perform at the National Stadium, the Buju Long Walk to Freedom.
Yes.
Even though the time was short, everyone kind of really got a real insight into L.U.S.T, even though, you know, I think, you know, the timing was short because of the night and things. But how was it from L.U.S.T's point of view to be working alongside Buju on that?
I think Tony would answer that question.
Well, Buju is a friend of mine from a long time, and, you know, all we are friends, and Buju know all of us long time, but I am kind of close to Buju in the sense that I'm always around there. I record on his label and I'm always around him, and so I went to him and I said, Buju, need a show ya, I must say. Singer, real, on a video on my show. What the rest of singer them there? I say, I can get them. Just say the word and I get them. And, you know, so I call these guys and I tell them, you know, Buju need this for the show, and, you know, this is an opportunity that we cannot miss, you know. Buju is coming back. We need to get out there and get this thing going, you know, so this is how everything started back, you know. Give thanks to Buju, big up Buju Banton, know him there in the world, you know, because him a one way kind of light some fire on a lost tail and say, move, you know. So big up Buju Banton in the way him there in the world, because him really set a fire under our tail. But that show was a show that we decided that we have to pay attention to it and get the spark back on a L.U.S.T tail, and, you know, so call the guys them and tell them that ready, and everybody say yes, we're ready, and we just kick it off, and history. Yes,
I mean, I think that particular show, the March the 16th, 2019, that's going to go down in the history books in years to come. I think it already has, and the fact that, you know, L.U.S.T was there, I think is such a great achievement.
Yeah, it's so funny how this whole thing really does gel together, because the second show we did in Trinidad was really booked before the first Buju show. This show was booked from the Love and Harmony cruise. Yes. That was when Buju was still in incarceration, getting ready to be released in December. So we were on the Love and Harmony cruise, and the promoter for the Trinidad show saw us perform, and it was like, wow, look guys, it's the first I've known you guys, but I didn't know that it was just you the same guys in the group.
And the people all over rocking to the reggae music. Everyone at your rap who's enjoying themselves. Said you would need no rather be in the Lord. Reggae peace. Here I am.
said, look, I'm bringing Buju, and I want you guys for the event. And that is how this whole fever thing really picks up. You know, so when Buju came out and Buju wanted us, you know, Tony talked to Buju about us, you know, it was a no-brainer because all of us and Buju is bridging. But like Tony says, he's more closer to Buju because he's there every day, you know, so that's how it is. I mean, loss is definitely an energy to reckon with. The industry has changed drastically. You know, there's a lot of different kind of vibe going on within the industry. Sometimes you have to evaluate it. So it's not that loss is dead. Our loss was parked and somebody else have to pick us up and said, hey, look, you know, you need to get on this train. No, what it is that we're evaluating the entertainment industry. If you look at my interview, you will see my personal interview on the Gleaner about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and how I'm laying out the cards to actually to execute it. This music business is like a train with many coach, and you have to know which coach you're going on, which seat you're sitting in, so therefore you can be able to do what you need to do. Because if you get caught up in the noise and what's going on, you may just get lost. So I think Lost is on the same train, and we're just evaluating to see how we really move forward to really execute something extraordinary. And when that comes, it's going to be big. It's not going to be just normal. Thank you.
I mean, when you say that, you know, we're looking at trying to execute something that's going to be big, I think you guys are being really humble, because there's a song that you guys covered, the Air Supply, big hit from the mid-80s.
Yes.
Whose idea was that to cover that song, Just As I Am?
All right, here we are going now. First of all, we have to say we appreciate the interview again, because here we are now. We are some set of youth, we are all the original tunes we have. We're known for that.
Right.
But of course, in our reggae music, reggae is also known to cover songs as well. Everybody knows that all over the world. So what really I know is that we not sing a song if it not fit we. So of course, definitely we know so that is a tune, and you know, all we can speak the truth. Jamaican people love Air Supply. So you know, we knew that if we touch that tune then would love it. Worse if we execute it proper. So guess what, you know, we did execute it proper. As you say, everybody get the part to fit them. So I mean, yeah, the idea is mine, but of course, even if the idea is mine, if it never sing good, it still couldn't hit. Yes. So the idea is mine, but the man them deliver it proper. So the idea is mine, but singing the Tony Curtis, Trilla, you, Lukie D, we delivered it proper. People love it, and we are say, even for somebody like you, we tune into it and do your part and say, boy, we appreciate that. So yes, and watch you know, we are continuing to blaze some more that, and that we're there for. Don't know.
So tell me, have you ever had a chance to actually meet Air Supply then?
Tell them, boy, give it back.
Like I give back the microphone.
Come here, get this thing and vibe and smile up. You understand? Say you are going on. We share with the grooving in the park.
Grooving in the park.
3 years ago. 3 years ago.
And boss, yes, man. And when we now with tent and thing, a man tell we say, cause them the on the show, you know.
Okay.
And a man I say, yo, yes, up around this so. And remember, you know, we sing over them song, you know. So we say we can sing them songs. So we are one if we can go sing it with them.
Yeah. So
we decide we go meet them. Cause out of respect, you have to know this thing. You sing over somebody's song, you must be humble at the time. So we just go in there and go meet them and attack them about it. And them I say, boy.
Actually, it was June 32,
We didn't even know you got, because we want to go up on the stage, go sing it with them.
Yeah, see there.
Right, okay.
Picture shot, tell them.
So we want to go up and see singing to them, but you don't know, it never really materialized. But we did get to meet Air Supply, and you know, we talked to them a bit, explain.
Yes, and we sing with them.
Yeah, man, I go home to them, yeah, man.
And we're singing the song. They said, oh, it was you guys.
Oh, wow, okay.
And guess what now, the next thing about it is that as youth, I remember when them man they mash up the place, we young. You know, we are watching them man, there are some big man from long time. And we get a chance to meet them, for know so we cover. Because they are great singers, well you know that. And we get a chance to cover them tune, and it's a pleasure. And yes, we get to meet them, and me I tell her right now, so right here, hear me I send a Air Supply. I just don't want deep in on the catalog good, you know. But watch out. Yeah, man, bless up yourself.
I want to say something very, very important. We knowing Air Supply and knowing that song, they hit that song. We thought they were the songwriter.
Okay.
Now this is a big surprise. We have never said this before on camera. So what happened is that one day I was in my apartment and my wife called me and said, "Hey, you have a message from a guy on Facebook." And I said, "Really?" And she said, "Yeah, I forgot his name right now, but I'll go back to it at the end of the program." And he says he wants a number to contact us because, you know, he wants to speak to us about the Air Supply song that we did, Just As I Am. So I got the number, I called the guy, and I was talking to the guy, and the guy is the original songwriter of Just As I Am.
Okay.
And he says, "I just want to talk to you guys to tell you guys how much I really appreciate the cover that you guys did of Air Supply. It's the best one I've ever heard, and it melts my heart. I want to send you guys some more CDs so you can be able to listen and pick some more songs." And so up till now, we still have the CDs. We still haven't found anything from it yet to sing, but we still have the 3 CDs that he sent us. And that was really just mind-blowing to know that someone else whose their work is actually listening and zooming in on what we were doing and taking details, because they're musicians, they're also singers. And you know, that was just really, really inspiring to really hear that and hear it coming from the original songwriter. And that, you know, I'm happy to share that.
Wow, this is real reggae history, right? Yeah. Now, as a group, L.U.S.T, you've put out 2 albums, back in 2007, and then in 2010 the album was called Inspiration. How easy or difficult is it to try and coordinate putting an album project together when you've all got your individual solo careers to focus on as well?
I tell you, because I can tell you, sometimes even forget one single, it's hard. But the whole thing about putting together 4 individual is hard enough. Because sometimes Luke have to go Belgium, Chill have to go Japan, Melody have to go US, me have to go in Africa, and we have a song for record, and we keep traveling, and we don't have the time to stop and do anything. So it's harder than anything else. But we eventually get to do 2 albums or 3. 2 albums. So, may I tell you, it hard, my lad.
And I guess with the work, the music that you guys are putting out, you have to be there together. It's not something you can do remotely. So that, say, if you're in Africa, Thriller is in Japan, you're not going to get the vibes, right?
Yeah, most of the songs were really recorded at my recording studio because, you know, sometimes that's the only way we can be able to get each other over. Like, yo, come over, we have a jam session, blah, blah, blah. Some other times, Lukie may book the studio time, don't tell anybody, and just call us up and say, yo, me have a studio time tomorrow, 8 o'clock, or not turn up here. And that's how we get to work. But I think looking in the future and, you know, just being out here in Germany here and see how people are really into what we're doing, I think all the gentlemen here this evening, and we can able to really speak freely, I think that we should get together more and stop thinking about how busy we are and just give people what they've really been waiting for a long time from us. And it's consistency, relevant, and to keep out there. Because we could be out here touring just for weeks, you know? But we have to want that too, right? We have to want that too. And we can't just be looking at our individual self and saying, oh yeah, you know, yeah, no. Sometimes the money is much smaller, but at the end of the day, we didn't put this group together for just money. We put it together because there's a reason why we come together, you know? So I'm just saying right here in front of the gentleman that, yes, I think we should really move forward into next year and put out a great project because we can do it, you know? We have the ability to, we are all producers individually by ourselves and also singers. So it's not difficult, it's not hard. We know all the great musicians, right? So I just think in terms of dedicating time, we're looking forward to do that next year. And I'm seriously speaking on the topic because I really want it to be on camera so we hold everybody accountable for our actions.
Should we set a date right now then?
But
No.
it will be.
It's going to happen.
Yes.
I can see it.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. Now,
Tony already started the fire, you know?
okay.
Already, so.
Okay. So now, gentlemen, tell me, when you guys are performing on stage, how do you coordinate yourselves on stage in terms of your attire and things? Because, you know, at the end of the day, we don't want all four of you coming out in the same color. You know, how do you do it?
Lukie, take out that tantrum.
Well, I just first tell a man say I wear my clothes. So, because sometimes I tell a man to dress this way and a man come differently. So, but what really happened, we all know the dress. I mean, come on, we are big people. And we know that people out there, and as Lucas said, just known my years, we have to dress for the occasion, you know. Yeah. Well, I think like Reggae Jam now, it's a outdoor show. Don't expect me to come in a bow tie, you know.
Of course.
Jacket and tie. I come when I feel for come at the same time. I know I come looking good. I know the guys in my makeup for that too. Yeah, man.
You know, before we used to have issues with colors.
Okay.
Yeah, Will said, okay, gentlemen, we're gonna wear this color tonight, blend with this, and then sometime somebody has turned up in a different color, you know, and they throw off the whole thing. So we used to have a lot of arguments about it, and we decided, you know what? One year we decided that, yo, we're done with that.
Get the colors.
Anybody want to wear them out, we just all tell them their attire and them wear what they want to wear. Believe you me, I can tell you, it create magic.
Okay.
So sometimes this just tell me, sometimes we are four different individual persons with different personalities, and sometimes we have to learn how to work with each other personalities. You know, you can't tell Bob Marley if we wear a jacket. You know, when him in are the wheelers. You know, him wear him one wear, then somebody else wear something else. But it does come together at the end of the day, right?
Right.
Perfect.
So individually, obviously, we've been following your music for years and years and years. I'm not going to embarrass anybody by talking about ages and things, but you know, we've been following your music, you know, from the 80s.
Yes.
I think that, you know, your first song that really sticks in my mind for you singing melody, "Shower Me With Your Love."
That's not the first, but
That's not the first. Okay, let's go deeper then. So what was the first?
the first song I did was a song titled "Tie Me." Girl, I tie you one, tie me, with King Tubby. So that was
King Tubby?
yes,
Really?
that was the first song, 1986 actually.
Okay.
Yes.
So I never knew this about you. So tell me, what was it like working with King Tubby?
It was a really terrifying situation, and how we get into King Tubby's. You know, I don't want to take the limelight of Jimmy Cliff but it was like the same kind of thing. You know, back in those days when you're coming up as a young artist, you can't just walk into a studio. You know, studio was a privilege. It was made for people with talent and people who have great talent. Young talents, not so sure. You have to practice on the sound system, them, make a name, and then when somebody start hear your name in the circle, them will call in and say, let me try out that one song with them. But for me, I was lucky. Happens to be in the vicinity of music. I was born in the community of music, 125 Spanish Town Road, from Volcano, High Power, and so on. So that's my neighborhood. So I used to see in all the stars. So finding out that King Tubby's is just a walk a couple miles away, I used to just walk to the studio every day after school. And that's how I met Lukie, and that's how I met Triller. And Triller was a big star there when I get to King Tubby's, you know. He has his first hit song out already. But yeah, so for me is that I was just a gate boy out by the gate waiting for somebody to send me out.
Right.
So therefore I could bring back the stuff and go inside.
Like a juice or something?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Or cigarette, you know, and that's how I get to sit in there and watch everything until, you know, a person may say, what you do? You come here every day. What you do? I say, well, I sing. I say, well, let me hear you. And your audition is right there in the yard, in front of all the stars. And then the opportunity comes when a friend of mine become an engineer in the studio for King Tubby's. And then one day King Tubby's wasn't there, and he decided to try me out on a rhythm with no permission, because back then you couldn't just press record on a man tape and record anybody. You have to wait until the boss says, record this person. So he recorded a tryout song on a tape. And you know you can't erase that.
Yeah, exactly.
And King Tubby's one day went into the studio getting ready to work on that rhythm that Firehouse crew, which is Lukie D family, built, and realized that there was a vocal on it. So he called a meeting and asked who recorded on the rhythm. So by then I take with myself and go home because I said, boy, this look like a gunshot business because Tubby is a serious man. So I leave the studio, and for the next week I heard that I need to come back to the studio because they want to talk to me in a meeting. And I said, what? This sound like a jail. Me I go to Lukie. So me end up return, and after returning, he said to me that, we didn't give you any permission to record on this rhythm, but it sounds good. We're going to put it out, and I don't want you to take this thing as a regular habit. You can come here as you like now, but you're not my artist. You're just here. Yeah. So I wasn't signed to him, but I got a few opportunities to record with him, and that was it.
That was it. So you kind of got the stamp from the dub master himself then, right? Okay. And Tony Curtis, for yourself, I mean, I remember hearing songs from you probably back in the early 90s. Yeah. I'm thinking of the collaborations with people like Gypsy King. Yeah. The Love Should Have Brought You Home on that big real rock rhythm. Yes. What was your first steps into the music business? How did it work for you?
Well, I used to sing on some sounds, and when I was going to school in Linstead, because I was raised in Kingston, but I get when I was in Kingston, I get a cut from a little short man, and him cut me, and and my mother said, "Send back my pitney, come over here. Kill no one, kill my pitney." So I said me back Linstead now. So when I was in Linstead, everybody I say, "You see you can't sing," and I walk on the street and I sing. I say, well, "You sound like a singer, man. But your father no singer." Rest my father soul in peace. Condolences. I buried him about a month ago. And my father died. He's a singer too. He was a singer in Linstead, and when I went to Linstead, I booked Jigsy King. So when I booked Jigsy King said, we are going to watch a race. But I didn't have any money to go to watch a race with them, so I say, pay me fare go. And I must say, no, find a fare. I say, all right. Pick up some silver and something and put a little one shirt in one bag and string it on my shoulder and head to watch a race. And I went to watch a race, and I was there, and when I was in watch a race, they tell me about a talent show that's keeping up there, but I was a very shy youth. So them set down my name and don't make me know about it. So when I was in the club sitting down, I watch the people I perform. I hear, and the next artist on stage is a new artist from out of Linstead. So see me, wonder who that. His name is Tony Curtis. So Jigsy, go up on the scene. I say, who set down my name? And I tell him, set down. Shook me up, and them shook me up, and I go up there and I say, I run the rhythm, because from the mic going on me and everything, every butterfly fly away, and I start singing, and the whole place shell down, and the man who caught Nicole come and say, if you ever make the people involved forward one more time, I book you for record you tomorrow, and you're signed to the Roof International. And I say, what? And lock down the whole place again. The man say, put on the mic, you are signed. So from there, so everything take off. Big up to Jigsy King, big up to Courtney Cole.
Yeah, man.
Courtney Cole is, of course, Roof International, right? Yeah. History. Thriller You, where do we start with yourself? I mean, your musical catalogue is so vast. I don't even know where to begin.
All right, it is a simple thing, I look at boy, I go to school, Spanish Town Secondary, Friendship all age, and my sister used to sing. Her name was Peaches at the time in the music industry, and she used to like steal me from the house, carry me to any shows that she's doing in the clubs and so on. Anyway, I used to just love the music from then because she was always an inspiration. So I remember after the election in 1980, I went, our mother moved us from the ghetto named Garden Pen and bring us to a place called Sligoville, off Mount Moreland, off Sligoville Road. And still going to school, doing my thing, and always a fool around with the little concert, little graduation and little thing in the school. We try to play a part and do it. Then now, every Sunday we had the opportunity to go out with our friends. We used to go to this bar top side of my house, and we hang out up there, and we have a jukebox. So we used to punch the jukebox and sing on the versions. You know, people always like the vibe and say, "Yo, can't sing, man." At the time, they called me Baby U, because my father he was a big U, and I'm like the junior, so they call me the Baby U. So that was my name at the time. When we was punching the jukebox and so on, when the girls in my past you and them love the vibe and the thriller, and they feel nice, them say, "Look, you know if you name no Baby U, if you name Thriller U, you know." So that's how I get the name Thriller U. So I remember now my big opportunity come when there was a sound system about 2 miles away from my house. We used to go to like every little chance we get sound system play like Sunday night time. You know, you have school Monday, but it's still thief out and you listen to your sound system and the sound named L.U.S.T. And go down by the lawn and sing 2 tunes on the sound and the place mash up, and the guy named Joe look at me and say, "Yo, he want me to sing a dub plate." I said, "What name dub plate?" He must say, like a special record man make for the sound. So it was an opportunity for me to say, "I get recorded now and tune I go play up on radio," and some "Yeah man, I'm ready." So me just call school Monday. Cause I decide say, "Boy," me tell my mother say, "Me I go school," but on the school me really go. I go with him to the studio, King Tubby's studio.
Okay.
Right? So when I went there, go in the studio and I start singing, and you know, I used to love to sing what local love songs and things, you know, the James Ingram and the Anita Baker, the Dean Warwicks, you call them, you know, them kind of singer there. And sing a song upon the rhythm, and you know, King Tubby was there and say, "Who's that little young man singing? Him sound good, you know." So right away, after finished the dub plate, King Tubby called me in his office and said, "Look, man, I love how you sound good, you sound like you have potential, like you can be a big star. You I want you to come back to the studio. Any chance you get us, come back and let's try do some work together. I like how you sound." You know, that was the biggest opportunity for me, so I wouldn't let that pass, because I know that I even jumped too far. Before King Tubby really meet me like that, I went to King Jam's recording studio with major worries, that DJ that died, God bless, rest his soul in peace. And I was like locked out, because as Melody said before, you have to have talent and people have to know you before you can get actually the chance to go into a studio. Anyway, that passed, and so I went to King Tubby's, back now to King Tubby's, and you know, King Tubby's record, my first song called Juggling, Fireworks Crew again, make that rhythm, and the song named Juggling Every Time, you know, that song went straight to #1, you know, and from then we just get the break, King Tubby's passed, and I start to spread my wing. I met up with a friend named Xanadu, used to name Haggett at the time. Haggett took me to meet producers like Philip Burrell, which is Fatis, the Vina label. You know, I recorded for Fatis and I recorded for Rai Francis, mixing lab studio owner. The man used to come up on my yard for me up in a Sligoville bush, you know, and a lot of soul man start following, and the thing just get global, you know. Yeah. So that's how it is. So that's how my thing started out.
So are you the sort of inspiration behind the soul and the R&B side of L.U.S.T that we see then? Because you mentioned a few artist names just now. Would you say that is he the guy that kind of brings the R&B element to L.U.S.T?
No. Lukie.
Okay.
Lukie. And at the same time too, you know, we do it, but you know, to tell you the honest truth, L.U.S.T is
R&B.
yeah, we do, and
yes.
and L.U.S.T is just special. We're unique, you know. So Tony sing him R&B in the ragamuffin way, Melody sing female music, you know. So it's a unique thing. So, but I'm not the one who dwells in R&B like that. We just sing when it's natural, you know.
To be honest with you, we used to call Thriller you the R&B man, and the reason for that is because Thriller have this thing when them sing, it just sound like R&B. It's not reggae sound. And then Lukie D now is the next man now who, because him sing so pretty, you know, it's like him have all of the run them and the slurs them. And the man them used to say, "Boy, him not go boss in a reggae because him too pretty," you know. And we used to hear that a lot. You know, and I think with Lukie, you know, he can speak more on this. Yes, John.
So, what you want to know about I and I know?
Share with us, what's this thing about you singing too pretty?
Well, I mean, in a reggae music, you know, the oohs and the ohs is what them say reggae. If you pronounce something different, you say you're a foreigner. I just simple as that. If you say, you are my baby, a reggae, but if you say, you are my baby, oh, I'm an R&B singer, rubbish. A clarity we deal with. Who want you hear what we are saying? So, and that's just what it is. Now, me I used to start on the 80s as well. You see me I deal with, and I come from a musical family. Everybody know that, you know, my mother sing, you know, fire school, and we're family, 1 yard. You know, we go about, you know, Tubbies as well, you name it. Because when you're younger, you can't sing back in the days. Yeah, it's tough to get in the studio, but if you have talent, when you reach the gate, you're going in. And that is a fact. Because you have audition, but if you have talent, you're not stay out there. And we all love that. So we get the opportunity for like, oh, if Curtis never had the talent, Courtney wouldn't sign him. Melody couldn't get inside of the studio, and Tubbies wouldn't call Chula. So we get that. So I started out at Tubbies as well. I mean, me have a stepfather regional in the UK named Devon Ross. He's responsible for doing my first album. I must about 12 or something like that. I still go all school. You know, we start a long time because what really happens is that not nowadays where a man, and no disrespect to nobody where I go watch this, not nowadays where a man wait till him maybe 25 to start sing. We start sing from we young. So that is a fact for the whole of we are. The reason why we are doing it from we are young is because it's two things. Music business, you do it because you love it, or you do it because it is a way out. Because where I come from, because we grew up as so struggling and going and we are still listening, we don't want it to happen, so we do it from young. So I start out from the 80s, you know, coming into the 90s. My first album pretty young, and then we do a song for John T on the Bun for Bun label. But I think the one that brought me into prominence was Center of Attraction. So that is how we start out the thing. You know, we don't really have to go to the nitty gritty of the thing. So that's right there.
So, I mean, we've just kind of like touched on a few of the studios, and I'm kind of thinking that between the four of you, is there any studio or producer that you guys haven't worked in? Is there anyone that comes to mind?
Let me jump in another one. See, let me start out that one differently. No, for back then, if you're a singer where you sing good, you will get the opportunity for work with everybody, but only if you're willing to go. Because you want me to know, you see, most of the producers them back then, them not play. They will produce you. Mm-hmm. No, if you don't want to be produced, then you have to go by you won't see them. And what we say produce, we mean you're not go half key, you're not go flat, you're not go. So it's a drill and a grilling experience. But if you want to be proper, you'll meet up on the proper producers, the ones that are going to tell us, listen, you have to sing that back 9 times. Now, if you don't want to do that 9 times, you want a shortcut, you won't face them. But because we're not afraid, because we want to do the best, that is where we're sitting in front and you're talking to us, because you say a good group. So yeah, yes, we have worked with some of the best. We're talking about Tubby's wasn't no joke. As a matter of fact, I mean, it wasn't no joke. Bobby. You understand where I come from? I even Steely. As a matter of fact, Cleavy. We know Steely is the but Cleavy have an ears where unbelievable. He's an excellent singer to himself. So you can't go and we take them things serious in terms of musical terms, half key, sharp, flat, and all that. So yeah, man, we work with most of the best because we want to be the best. Because when you're produced by the best, you will be the best, and that's what we did. Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
And in terms of things like rhythms and things, is there any particular type of rhythm that really touches you guys individually?
Well, Curtis, I can't really come bad with him touching, you know.
Well, whenever time we play the real rock, we always said this rhythm is one of the solidest rhythm in Jamaica, and you can sing a million hits on it. Because the real rock is a rhythm like that. When it drop, it just have a sound, you know. And we like, yeah, it's just a rhythm where bam, 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 it rock any soul. So real rock was a rhythm where catch me from the day when we power them say sing something on this, so you come here say you go and go to that country, you know. Courtney Cole tell me say you go and go up there. Sing something on this, and when I say, should I even listen? I must say, yeah. I must say, sing something else with jigs, you know. Let me say, my son and brother. So that from that day, that rhythm playing on my head until this day.
Yeah.
The soul of it, the whole grit of the rhythm. Listen, man, real rock is a real rock.
Of course. And you know, the interesting thing is that rhythm is more than 50 years old now. Can you believe it? And we're still talking about it now. Timeless. Timeless.
Everybody will just start out is on the real rock, come right up.
down. Actually, I catch on the real rock a little later on. And when you know, because we used to always be singing on the real rock because now I'm 51. So about the same time when I was born, real rock came out. So I catch on it late and record for Fatis on the real rock. However, as a music soul, for me, what really touches me in a rhythm is really the phrase, the melody of the rhythm, which is the lead melody of the rhythm, the bass line, and so on. But I'm a music person myself, so once I hear a rhythm, what comes to mind first is colors. You know, I start seeing colors, like many different type of colors, and I will know if the rhythm is a hit rhythm by what colors I see. And then what I do is put that together now with melodies, because my songs come from melody first, and that's why I am singing melody. You know, I particularly stick out for melodies first before anything else. You know, before topic, before ideas, before anything. You know, so for me, it's just, you know, music. And a whole. Yeah.
Thriller, you, for yourself, what kind of rhythm really touches your heart? I know we touched on the real rock, but there must be another rhythm inside you.
Well, you know, I love the I Know the Score rhythm. Frankie Paul. I know the score. People normally call it the roof rhythm. You know, so that, yeah, yes. So.
You know why I ask him to do it?
Yeah.
Because if we're in rehearsal and the band is not playing the rhythm, right?
You're right.
We'll always play it with his mouth. I said, no, it's not that way. Now you go, toogle do, toogle do, toogle do, cock, boodle do, toodle do, toogle, shoot, everything.
Yeah, man. So I know the score rhythm, you know. That's a rhythm that I always. You know what I like about rhythm? Yeah, when a rhythm is made, if you want to know if a rhythm is really good, from that rhythm player, you're supposed to can sing any genre song on it.
Sure.
Any kind, calypso, dancehall, roots, whatever. The score is like that, just like the real rock. So for me, real rock and the score. I know the score.
That's the rhythm where we had My Love, right? Right. And for yourself then, so what's the one rhythm that really kind of touches you? Whenever you hear that rhythm, you feel the vibes to sing upon it.
You know, so the rhythm grab me, me never know what name. No, you know, the rhythm grab me never know what name. Because you want to me, you know. You see, me like sweet cards. Because when Chula say a while ago, when you hear certain rhythm, you can't sing anything. Those are sweet cards rhythms.
Yes.
You see me I did because you want me know. When you get certain rhythms, and then the singer will tell you, when you get certain rhythm, first before me tell you that, let me just say this one more sound, know. You see L.U.S.T, and the four of them man and L.U.S T, you want me know. We don't depend upon a rhythm for carry. We bring bad song to rhythm. Just so you don't get it confused when you talk about rhythm. Because no artists is dependent on rhythm. We don't depend upon rhythm. We bring bad song to rhythm. So get that straight. But when you get certain rhythms, to all the cards are structured, you might struggle a little bit to find a song. But it's a sweet cards rhythm. When you get it, from you hear it, like what Chula say, you have 5, 6, 7 songs swirl on your head. Now those are the ones that grab me. The ones when you hear the coffee and you hear 9 different songs. No, them can also tell you. Back in the days when Wolipa record na go on a studio, when you have 9 artists in a studio and a sweet rhythm put on, 9 man sing 9 different songs in there. That's where you go. You know, because usually 9 different man can go and sing them song because the rhythm. Even in dancehall, once the rhythm put on and it bad. Yeah. When you stop the tape and 9 different man are DJ because the rhythm a clap, you hear Shabba say DJ is. Cock up when you boom with him. That is what I'm talking about. So me like sweet cards because sweet cards are something where even if the person out there in the crowd no understand music, there are certain cards where when it go, it's so infectious that they will just start jump, but they don't know music. Those are the sweet cards. Them one that me love.
You know, you remember say, sing and start sing when they hear bad rhythm.
You see what I tell you about? So that me I tell you about. You have certain cards where when it play, when you hear it, even we in a music business, I mean, So you have certain rhythm in your ear and you know dep on it still, but when you hear it, you say, boy, hot yo. If me did get that, cause you know where you could have, you can wrap it around your finger, you can do so many stuff with it. Yet you have someone that bring rhythm come here, them should even produce. Cause they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So we don't want that. But with sweet rhythms, grab me.
And up till today, that I have a collection of rhythms that producer gave me, more than 1,000 in boxes that I've never recorded on, because them just, I'm not saying that they wasn't good, but they just didn't grab me.
Touch it.
Yeah, and music is a special thing, you know, and I think we all got, we four gentlemen here got the gift from God Almighty straight, else we wouldn't be doing this. And there's a special thing about how he touched each of us individually and what he touched us with. And for me, is that sitting here with these gentlemen here is like, I feel like I can move, I can perform forever, like at any concert for any amount of time, you know. I can do it by myself, but with them, I felt like I'm not working. I felt like, you know, this is what I'm going to be doing like for the next 10 hours. You know, so each time we touch a stage, sometimes, if you don't mind, I don't think of any show or any festival that can be able to give us time to perform. There's no time for L.U.S.T. L.U.S.T can perform up to 3 or 4 hours by ourselves, no other artists on stage, and still have the same energy.
So we've covered quite a lot of history here, so we give thanks for your time today. It's good to actually get an insight from the artist's own mouth, so that we're not making up rumors and things. Everything that's gone on today is come directly from the four of you. So we give thanks for your time today, because this is really about trying to preserve our culture and history for the future generations. So, you know, we give thanks for your time today, because I know sometimes tour life can be kind of difficult at times. You know, you're in a different country, different food and times and things like that, but we give thanks for your time. Now, before we let you all go, we have to get something for the viewers of World of Reggae, live and direct, a cappella style.
Wow.
Come on, we have a song named Africa.
Yeah.
Harambe!
Budu budu budu
Budu budu budu.
Mama Africa.
Come, Curtis.
Hey.
Hey.
400 years or more, we've got memories by the score. We're still counting, yeah. Then rob we gold and silver, then replace it with Ebola. Mama Balin, yeah.
Ooh, how can a nation grow like this? There seems to be no end to the poverty. Bare lies, there's promises. That's all we ever knew.
And there will be no peace until we get justice, yeah. And the rest to stay alive, yeah.
Mama Africa, we must unite, yeah. Mama, sweet Africa, we're calling. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Mama, sweet Africa, we're calling.
Wake up, wake up, wake
One more time, watch
up.
out now.
Mama, sweet Africa, we're calling.
Yeah, man.
Wow, we give thanks for that, you know, live and direct, no preparation. We're going to have a show tonight, trust me, give thanks.
And I just want to mention our social media side, you know, of things, because we do need the fans to find us where we are. And of course, you can find us at L.U.S.T 4x4, so that's L.U.S.T 4 multiplied by 4, and that's where you can find us on a social media platform individually, Singing Melody, and IG, Facebook, Singing Melody Music, and for Triller U,
It's trillu1@gmail.com. That's my email. If you want to find me on Facebook, it's Triller U Hamilton. And if you want to find me on the Twitter, it's 123 Triller U 123. Same so.
And for Lukie?
Yeah, man, Lost Lukie D at yahoo.com, the email. And if you want me on the IG, it's Barblins. Search feed, you find me.
And for Tony?
It's simple. Tony Curtis Music. I don't know. Tony Curtis Music Reggae. Anyway you want to find me, Tony Curtis Music.
And if you find it difficult, because it's for individual, just Google.
Gentlemen, we give thanks for your time once again. One love. Yeah, man, cool. Blessing.